Think about the last time you couldn't sleep. Maybe it was stress. Maybe it was caffeine. Maybe your mind just wouldn't stop. Now imagine that feeling, but it never ends. Not the next night. Not the night after. Not ever. You take sleeping pills. They don't work. You try sedatives strong enough to knock out a horse. Your brain ignores them. You lie in bed, body exhausted, and your eyes simply will not close. Weeks pass. Then months. Your body begins to break down. You start to hallucinate. You lose the ability to walk, to speak, to recognize the people you love. And through all of it, through every waking hour of every waking day, you remain conscious, aware, present for every moment of your own destruction. This is not a metaphor. This is not a nightmare. This is fatal familial insomnia, a real disease, passed through a single family for over 200 years, and for the people who carry the gene, it is not a question of if. It is a question of when. The Venetian doctor and the curse that began. The story begins in the late 1700s in Venice, Italy. A doctor, his name lost to time, begins to deteriorate in his middle years. His sleep grows disturbed. His pupils contract to tiny pinpricks. He sweats through his clothes. He cannot rest. And then he dies. His descendants do not connect the dots immediately. The family is large. The deaths are spread across generations. Doctors write in the records: nervous exhaustion, encephalitis, schizophrenia. In a family of 14 children, 6 or 7 would die from the same invisible thing, and no one knew what the thing was. Decades pass. Then another generation. Then another. The family keeps the deaths quiet. In Catholic Italy, in small communities where reputation matters, you don't advertise that your relatives die in fits of madness and sleeplessness. The disease moves silently through the bloodline. Carried in a single wrong letter in a single gene, passed from parent to child with 50% probability, and for generations, it simply has no name. In 1984, a man named Silviano notices something on a cruise ship. He is 53 years old. He has red hair and an elegant sense of dress. He is dancing when he feels it, his shirt suddenly soaked in sweat, his pupils shrinking to pinpoints. He has seen this before. He watched it take his father. He watched it take his sisters. He knows exactly what it means. Silviano returns to Italy and makes an appointment with scientists at the University of Bologna's Sleep Institute. He tells his doctor, Pietro Cortelli, with extraordinary calm, "I'll stop sleeping, and within 8 or 9 months, I'll be dead." Then he draws his family tree. He traces the deaths back to the 18th century, pointing out, generation by generation, the relatives who had succumbed to the same fate. He offers his body to science. He asks only that they do it quickly, he told the doctors. He knew he was going to die within a short time. The 4 stages. Over the following months, sleep researchers filmed Silviano's decline. What they captured on video remains some of the most disturbing footage in the history of neurology, not because of what is dramatic, but because of what is ordinary. Silviano is awake. He is always awake. His eyes drift. His head nods. And then he jerks back. His body is trying to sleep. The entry points are there. The moments of falling. But the brain refuses to complete the journey. He is, in the words of one researcher, lost in a passageway between sleep and the wakeful world. Fatal familial insomnia progresses in 4 documented stages, each one more devastating than the last. Stage 1 lasts roughly 4 months. Insomnia begins not dramatically, but the way all the worst things begin, slowly, then all at once. Panic attacks arrive. Phobias the person never had before. A creeping paranoia that something is deeply, physically wrong. Sleep becomes fragmented, then brief, then almost absent. Stage 2 begins around the 5th month. The hallucinations start. Vivid, terrifying, undeniable, not vague shadows at the edge of vision, but complete scenes, voices, presences. The insomnia is now almost total. The autonomic nervous system, the body's autopilot, the the machinery that regulates heart rate, blood pressure, temperature, sweating begins to malfunction. The body cannot tell whether it is day or night. It produces fever. It soaks clothes in sweat. The pupils remain pinprick small even in dim light. Stage 3 arrives around the 8th or 9th month. The person has now gone weeks, possibly months, without meaningful sleep. The body is collapsing. Weight drops dramatically. The ability to walk deteriorates. Speech becomes difficult. Dementia arrives, not the slow erosion of Alzheimer's, but a rapid, accelerating one. The person begins to lose, one by one, the cognitive functions that made them themselves. And, through all of it, even into stage 3. Many patients retain enough awareness to understand what is happening to them. They are conscious for their own disintegration. Stage 4 is a coma. The body has been awake so long that it simply shuts down. Within months of onset, the person is gone. Total illness to death time, 7 months to 18 months. Average. Silviano died in 1984. He was 52 years old. His brain was removed, packed carefully, rushed through Italian customs, and flown to the United States. To a neuropathologist named Dr. Pierluigi Gambetti at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland. If we had lost that brain, Gambetti, what is happening inside the brain? When Gambetti examined Silvano's brain, he found something that looked like a sponge. Near the center of the brain, in a structure called the thalamus, there were tiny holes. Hundreds of them. Each hole was the remnant of a dead brain cell, killed by an abnormal protein. That protein is called a prion. Prion are unlike any other pathogen in human medicine. They are not viruses. They are not bacteria. They are not parasites. They are not alive in any conventional sense. They are simply proteins that have folded into the wrong shape. In healthy humans, prion proteins fold the way they are supposed to. They perform their normal functions and move on. But in people with the fatal familial insomnia mutation, a single change in a single gene called PRNP, at a specific position called codon 178, the prion protein folds wrong. And here is what makes prion so terrifying. A misfolded prion protein converts the healthy prion proteins around it. 1 becomes 2. 2 becomes 4. The misfolding spreads through the brain like fire through dry paper. There is no immune response that can stop it. The body cannot identify misfolded proteins as enemies. They are, after all, made from the body's own genetic code, just wrong. The disease drills into the thalamus specifically. The thalamus is the brain's relay station, the structure responsible for regulating the sleep-wake cycle. When it is destroyed, the brain loses its ability to transition into sleep. Not just the ability to sleep deeply, the ability to sleep at all. The person is biologically unable to sleep, not because of stress or anxiety, but because the physical machinery that generates sleep has been eaten away, hole by hole, cell by cell. And there is no drug that can reverse it. In 1986, the disease was finally given a name. In 1997, prion researcher Stanley Prisoner was awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine, a prize whose groundwork had been laid, in part, by the brain Silviano donated from his deathbed. The Venetian doctor's descendants had been dying for 200 years. Now, at last, medicine knew why. The families who live with the gene. Knowing the name of something that will kill you is not the same as being able to stop it. After Silviano's death, his family and the families of affected relatives were tested. Roughly 50% carried the mutation. The disease is autosomal dominant, which means inheriting one copy from one parent is enough. If you carry it, your children each face a 50% chance of carrying it too. The family chose not to learn their own test results. Some members wanted to know. Others couldn't bear to. For decades, they have lived in what one family member described simply as limbo. Not knowing whether the clock was already ticking inside them. "It's been a disaster," said Lucia, a family member who lost her father, her brother, and her sister to the disease. A brutal suffering. By 1998, 40 families worldwide had been identified as carriers of the FFI gene. 8 German families, 5 Italian, 4 American, 2 French, 2 Australian, 2 British, 1 Japanese, 1 Austrian. In the Basque Country of Spain, 16 cases were traced between 1993 and 2005. All descended from 2 families with a common ancestor in the 18th century. Each family has its own version of the same story. A generation of unexplained deaths. A diagnosis that arrived too late to help. Children who may or may not carry a mutation that has no treatment, no cure, and no prevention. Most of them have never met each other. All of them are waiting. The woman racing to cure her own death. In late 2010, a 52-year-old woman in the United States, vibrant and healthy, busy planning her daughter's wedding, developed a profound, rapid dementia. Within 6 months, she was gone. Her daughter's name is Sonia Volub. She was 27 years old, just graduated from Harvard Law School, planning her own future. Then Sonia's father pulled her aside. "I need to talk to you about something. It's about Mom." The autopsy had come back. Her mother had died from fatal familial insomnia, and the disease was genetic. Sonia got tested. The result came back positive. She had inherited the mutation, a single wrong letter in her PRNP gene. The disease that had killed her mother would, in all likelihood, kill her too. Mean age of onset, around 50. The mutation is described as highly penetrant, meaning it is exceptionally likely to activate. She was 27. Sonia Volub and her husband, Eric Minical, who had been working as a city planner, made a decision that is, in the history of medicine, almost without precedent. They became scientists. They quit their jobs. They sat in on classes at MIT. They enrolled in Harvard Medical School. They completed their PhDs. They founded a lab at the Broad Institute of MIT and Harvard. They founded the Prion Alliance. They began, from scratch, building the research infrastructure necessary to cure a disease that had never had a cure, because almost no one had ever had reason to look for one. "This disease is so rare," Sonia said, "that Big Pharma isn't exactly looking to invest money into it." So she decided to find it herself. In 2024, Sonia and Eric published a landmark study in the journal Science, using an epigenetic editing approach in mice that silence the gene responsible for producing the toxic prion protein. Their experiments showed that altering a single base in the gene that makes these misfolded proteins could reduce the amount of that protein in the brain by half, and extended the lifespan of affected mice by 52%. In January 2025, their follow-up experiments using base editing were published in Nature Medicine. The clinical trial with antisense oligonucleotides, drugs designed to reduce prion protein production, is now considered one of the most promising rare disease trials of 2025. Sonia and Eric also made sure that their daughter, born through IVF, genetically tested before implantation, does not carry the mutation. One generation of the curse broken. The hope, said Dr. Gambetti, the pathologist who received Silviano's brain in 1984, has to be always that you find a cure. And therefore, maybe there will be a time in which we will cross out this adjective fatal from the name of the disease. The close. There are approximately 70 families worldwide known to carry the fatal familial insomnia gene. Most of them are waiting. Some have been waiting for generations, since long before there was a name for what was taking their relatives in the night. Since the Venetian doctor in the late 1700s who never knew he was the beginning of something that would persist through bloodlines and centuries and continents and still, as of today, has no treatment approved for human use. Silviano died not knowing if his donation would matter. He gave his brain and trusted that somewhere, someone would find in it an answer. He was right. The answer was found. The mechanism understood. The Nobel Prize awarded. But the cure, the one thing he actually needed, has not arrived yet. Sonia Volub wakes up every morning and goes to a laboratory and works on the problem of her own death. She has a daughter who will not inherit what she inherited. She has a husband who gave up a career in city planning to become her collaborator in the most personal. Fatal familial insomnia is still incurable, but for the first time in 2 centuries, the families who carry this gene have scientists working specifically to stop it. If this video made you want to know more, subscribe, because next week we have another case that medicine has no explanation for. And drop a comment. Did you know this disease existed before today? I want to see.